Welcome back here to Snetterton at the MRO Powerbike Tour 2004. Round one of the series. These are the Aprilia Thousands. The sponsor for this year by Shell. And number 6 there, that's Jon Pugh. Number 13, of course, is Wade Martin. Look out for number 3. We just got a glimpse of him on the line. And that's our old friend Darren Jones. Darren, of course, finishing 3rd last year to Warren Scott and, of course, Daniel Tarrant. Daniel Tarrant unable to race here this year due to lack of budget. There is Jonesy with the bike all over the place. Number 64 there going through, that's Dylan Fox. So remember, these are all Aprilia RSV Thousands. They're all on the same tyres. They're basically, it's a control class. They're not allowed to do much to them. Number 19 also in there as well. That's Mark Compton on that rather exquisitely painted turquoise fairing machine. They'll get spotted very easily by the TV cameras, that's for sure. Especially if he falls off. Looks like 73 Marc Ramsbotham that's gone into the lead. There is that machine of the number 19 Mark Compton going almost up the pit wall. You don't want to scratch the paintwork, mate. So Ramsbotham it is that leads them through. Jonesy's second. Oh, nearly. What was I saw about his paintwork? Mark Compton. He was almost scratching it then. There's only 2 laps into the race. So that's the leader, 73. 3 behind him, being challenged by Jon Pugh, number 6. Little bit easier, Mr. Compton. Take it easy on the paintwork. He's not going to thank us for all these mentions, that's for sure. So that's the battle. We've got 4, and Compton dropping back off that 4 at the moment in 5th place. It's Ramsbotham, I should say, leads. Darren Jones 2nd. Remember, Darren only just lost the number 2 plate to Daniel Tarrant last year at Brands Hatch. Led most of the race, or virtually all the race, and Daniel got him on the last couple of laps. Number 13 going through there, that's Wade Martin. Everybody safely through. One make class this, all the same bikes. They're only able to make a couple of modifications. That looks like 56 going through there. That's Dave Cambridge. And Dave, of course, wearing that fluorescent bib, which means he's, well, I'm not going to call him a novice. He's a new rider to the series, or to this class, or into racing. But that's what happens when you are a new graduate into racing. You have to wear a bib until you've done a certain amount of racing. And you're deemed to be competent on the machine, as they say. Jonesy still can't get past Ramsbotham. 3rd place, it's still the Birmingham-based man Jon Pugh on the wheel power Aprilia Centre machine. And that's the 3 that are at this moment wobbling over 1st place. Darren Jones, of course, I'm not going to say tipped as a possible winner this year, because things can happen in a championship. But certainly he doesn't have the likes of Marshall Neal or Warren Scott to deal with this year. So he does have a good chance of taking the series. 55 going through there. A bit further down the field, that's Will Packer from Halstead. And as we look to the front, and Jones has made a break. Jones has found a way past Ramsbotham, gone into the lead, and the man behind him, Jon Pugh, still looking maybe to make a go at these two. They are, as one would say, almost just a wheel apart, so Jonesy will have to sort of put his head down, because these 2 behind are waiting for a chance to pounce. It's a level playing field as far as the machines are concerned. It's all down to the rider ability as far as the wins are concerned. He who can get into the corner a bit quicker than somebody else. 38 just going through there, that's Chris Norris from Stockport on the team Edgeley Sport Racing Aprilia. But Darren Jones leads it from Chesterfield on the Speedway Motorcycles machine. He's got the man behind him, of course, number 73, Marc Ramsbotham. Then it's the number 6 bike of Jon Pugh from Birmingham. As that 55 bike, Will Packer comes round again. And Will at the moment, well, he's circulating down quite well down the field, I have to say. But he's enjoying himself, that's the main thing. Dave Cambridge, I think it is, on that bike, yes indeed. So Dave's having a good time. This is the battle at the front, and it's still Jonesy that leads it. Now, as Pugh found a way past Ramsbotham. As we look further back down the field, we should see Wade Martin, Ben, Garner, Paul Rogers, John Coughlan in there as well. That's the battle for the for the lower places down to the top 10. But it's still Darren Jones then that leads. It's still Marc Ramsbotham who's just looking for an opportunity to get through. John Pugh is still there. We're looking back at fourth. Wade Martin is still the man that holds fourth at the moment. But look at these three. It's a bit of a train. Any one of these three, I think, could take the 25 points. Not sure whether that was fourth place, but there's number 64 going through. That's Dylan Fox. He's around about 9th, I think, at the moment. But these lower positions tend to swap quite quickly from corner to corner. Everybody's safely around the track at the moment. We haven't seen anybody go down. Although I may have spoke too soon. I can see the green recovery van making its way around the track, so maybe they're out to pick somebody up at the end of the race. As we wait for the race leaders to come back into sight, here they are. It's still Jonesy, Darren Jones, and he's still got Marc Ramsbotham behind him. Still John Pugh. There's the 13 bike of Wade Martin, and Martin closing up now on the 3 in front. So we might have a 4-way scrap for a win yet. If Martin could just get a little bit... Oh, the back end just slithered around under as he put the power down into that back wheel. It got away. Remember, these guys are not running on slick tyres, they're running on treaded tyres. So back marker just being swallowed up there. I think that was 77. Dave Diboll. That's Officer Diboll. Well, he's just about to fall a lap down on the rest. It is number 77, Dave Diboll. So he goes through as we look further down the field. And Mark Compton still in there on that beautifully turned out turquoise fair-end Aprilia. But this is the battle for the front. And Jonesy just made a small break of it. He's still got Ramsbotham, still got Pugh there behind him. So the three are beginning to try and break away. 13, Wade Martin, still back there in fourth, trying to close down the gap. It's tough. It's a windy circuit here today. It's not going to be easy for these guys. 16 there, and that's Doug Lowe. He's got 65 there in front of him. That's James Archer. And those two having their own little war, as they would say. 77, and there he is, Mr. Diboll, Dave Diboll. Good day, Officer Diboll. I hope you're feeling well. 78. He goes through there. That's Keith Clarke. He's running about 8th at the moment. So as they get into those S's yet again, but on dry here today. In fact, the clouds are beginning to make their way up. Usually in the Aprilia 1000 race, it chucks it down with rain. 3, Jonesy leads it. It's still Marc Ramsbotham there, 73, behind him in second place. The early race leader, who's still got John Pugh there in third. And here comes, something going on. Jonesy in amongst the back markers. That's number 43, just going a lap down. That's Jon Chambers. So I don't know how new John is to the series, but he's just experienced what it's like to have one of the front men go straight past him. And there's number 60. Well, that's Paul Rogers in actual fact, and Paul running in around 6th place. Oh, someone's gone down. I heard John, the commentator, get just out of his seat for a moment as the rest of the field. Number 10 there going through, and that's Steve Kenworthy running down in about 14th. So Steve's still a lot to do if he wants to get on terms, but will score points. Remember, it's the top 15 that do score points. 25 right down to 1 point for last place. That's 15th. Here we go. It's still Jonesy and Marc Ramsbotham still looking for a way, waiting for Jonesy to make a small mistake. Just one little twitch might be enough to let the second place man back through into the lead, but I don't think Jonesy's going to give it to him that easy. Mark's been a bit of rush, I should say, to get this bike ready. You'll notice there's no stickers on the bike. He's had to really go to get this bike ready for the race here today, but he's managed to do it. He's looking good. Darren Jones looking very good at the moment, beginning to pull a small gap. This is the battle for further places down the field as they come through. And I can see some big dark clouds heading towards us, so it's going to rain for sure. It always does at the Aprilia 1000 race. That's first and second. It's still Darren Jones. It's still Marc Ramsbotham. in second place. That's how it stood from about lap 6. Number 60 going through there, Paul Rogers in 6th place. He's got 45 Ben Garner looking to go past him, so we might see a swap there before the checkered flag goes out. But here comes the two at the front. Jonesy it is. Goes through and takes the checkered flag. Marc Ramsbotham in second, John Pugh, Wade Martin. Ben Garner did in fact get through to 5th. For Rogers 6th, John Coughlan, Keith Clarke, Dylan Fox and Doug Lowe rounding out that top 10.
Thanks, Mark. Love you.